Hi, everyone. You're listening to Live with Necee. I am your host, Opal Bailey. Today, I want to talk to you about treating people the way you want to be treated. And I know it's a word and it seemed to be a phrase that everyone says, and it just seemed to be, not taken as vital or important as it should be. But it is so important to know that the way you treat people, you will be treated that same way. And it may not be at that moment, that hour, or even that year, but eventually someone will come around and treat you the way you treat people. I was at dinner last night and I was at this hotel, and I won't say what hotel, but I was out with some friends and we were sitting there, and this server, she continued to walk past us. We sat for about 15 minutes or so, and we just kept talking, but we noticed that no one came to serve us. No one came to even say hi or, hey, we see you. Wait a minute, we'll be back. Nothing. So it took one of my friends, and she got up and she went and got the server. And this young lady came up to our table, and she said, what do y'all want? What y'all need? And the first thing I asked was, hey, what's your name? She's like, oh, am I being interrogated? And the question, her response just shocked me. And I mentioned to her, I said, no. I said, the right thing to do is when you have a customer you're serving, you should speak there. You should tell them your name. You should introduce yourself. Even if you're busy, even if you may be the only server there and you're just running around crazy, you still should be polite to people, because we came there to have service. We came there to enjoy our time. And I don't know if the servers or if people who serve the community understand that you set the atmosphere for the people that you serve. And so with that mindset of her, it set our atmosphere to where, we came excited. We still had a good time, but it kind of like dampened the evening. But we got through it. And hearing other things of how people treat other people it's just saddening to me. My heart really breaks because, we don't really have to treat people in a negative way. And it's a choice. It don't have to be because I woke up this morning, so I'm going to yell at my husband, or I'm going to hit my child because I just got mad. These are all excuses. It's a choice. You can choose to treat people right, or you can choose to not. You can choose to say hello, and you can choose not to say hello. And being in the hospitality business for over 15 years, one thing I've always kept in my heart and in the forefront of my mind is greet people. And my personality, I'm an outgoing, friendly person anyway. So I'm going to greet you. And my greeting you does not dictate based on your answer to me. So whether you answer or not, I'm not going to fall apart and I'm not going to be upset. I'm going to keep doing what I do, because why? I made the choice to get up that morning, to have a good day at work, in spite of who I meet, in spite of the situation I may face, in spite of the condition of my workplace. I am going to treat my customers right. I'm going to treat every person with respect. Because when you have that mindset, you will be successful, whether it's on your job, whether you're a business owner, or entrepreneur, whatever you find yourself in, or whatever career, job, whatever you're doing. If you have that heart for people and want to treat people right, that is just success right there. Because not only will you feel good knowing that you're treating people right, but you're allowing them to experience what it is to be respected, what it means to be nice. Now, I granted, not every person is going to be nice. Not every person is going to approach us nicely, but we can't deal with we can't be afraid of what they're going to say, but we can know how we respond. We can respond in a more pleasant way. We can respond in a better way. I could have gotten really upset with this young lady when she asked me about she felt interrogated. And that was like a really strong word to use for a simple, hey, what's your name? So with that in mind, I also was thinking, I looked at everything else that was around me, and I noticed she was the only server and they were busy. And so I get it. I get the fact that, hey, you know, you got tables and people coming in and the bartender's calling you and the customers are calling you and you have to put the orders in. You have to get the orders out. I get it. I was a server as well, but I never lost the golden rule. I never let the golden rule slip down the drain. I've always remembered, and I still do today, treat others as you would like to be treated. That is a golden rule, a Bible. That is how God designed for us to treat each other. He never designed for us to hate. He never designed for us to kill. He never designed for us to beat each other down with our words. God never designed for us to be that way. We created those behaviors based on what we felt that was right, based on the situation that came across to us. But God never designed for us to be that way. Because God can't design us to be evil or mean or a killer or mean to others and disrespectful if he's a God of love. So if God says, I am love, love came through me, from me, in me, and by me, that's all I know is love. How could a God who knows only love create hate? It's impossible. How can a tree produce an apple, has an apple seed there, and it comes out an orange? It's impossible. So how could we, who God created, to say, I'm like this because of this or that? It's impossible. It's a choice. We all have choices. Every single day, every moment of the day, we are faced with a choice. And the choices that we choose, some of them will get us in trouble, some of them won't. Some of them will help us, some of them will hinder us. Some of the choices that we make, decisions that we have to come up with, will save us and rescue us from a whole bunch of turmoil and trouble, and some of them will cause us to get right into them. But regardless of how or what we face in our lives, there's nothing that could ever explain the disrespect that you give to a customer, to your neighbor, to someone in a grocery store. I mean, I've even been to a grocery store where the customer is fussing at the cashier because the cashier is taking too long ringing the food up, and vice versa, because the customer has a lot of groceries and they're ready to go home. And so they just shows it in their face, in their demeanor, in their actions. And most of all, they won't even speak then. They'll ring up everything. They'll turn the little display and let you look at the display so that you can know how much you need to pay. They won't even say anything about the price. They won't even say, oh, hi, this is your total. They won't even tell you. Nowadays, and I know I've experienced it, I know you have experienced it as well. You could go into a restaurant and you can get one server who is friendly, outgoing, attentive, mindful of your food, everything. And you can have another server in that same restaurant, totally opposite. And you have to think, why is one the opposite of the other? And they both work in the same place. It's the choice. It's their mindset. One may want to be there. The other one probably don't want to be there, or they were called in early, or they can't get off when they want, or they haven't taken a break. Maybe they're hungry. So they begin to show you their disgruntledness based on why they're not getting what they want out on us. And as consumers, as customers, it's unfair for us to receive unsatisfactory in our service. When you chose to come into a service industry to serve people, and yet we get the blunt of what's going on in your life. There are many times I have worked in this hotel and I have been tired. I have had less sleep. I just finished dropping off my kids. I'm thinking about what I have to cook at dinner when I get home. Will I be able to get off on time? Will I have to stay over because someone may call out? But yet, my attitude is the same. I speak to every person I see, and I didn't allow that to alter, because you know what? When you think about it, the customer has nothing to do with your personal life. I know it may be shocking, but we don't. We come to get served. You chose a position to be out in the public. You chose a position to serve others. Then guess what? You have to choose a time. You have to choose to have a right attitude. It's just about choice. I'm learning more and more that everything that we do is a choice. But why would you work in a customer industry, in a service industry, when you are facing customers every single day and you won't even say hello? You won't even say good morning. You won't even greet with a smile. And now, I guess this new thing now in customer service, or some of the businesses that I've, been a part of, they just bop your head up, like, yo, like that, to just bring you to their register. And I'm like, what is going on? It's like, what is happening to the quality of service? Now, I know you're probably like, man, it's not all about the servers. You know what? It isn't. Because as a manager at a hotel and as a business owner, I know that it always starts at the head. It always starts with the manager, the general manager, the person over them, and it triggers down. If you want a successful business, if you want employees that love to come to work and not only just come to work, but really give them their best, if you want customers to continue to show up and continue to patronize your business, train your employees on customer service, revamp your training, figure out what it is that can be done, that could be changed, because as a new year, we're in a new year. And yet this old stuff still going on. We should be in a better place right now. We should see life in 2017 better than it was in 2016. And it's possible to live in a better position. It's possible to live with a better attitude for this year if we choose to do so. And I'm not saying nothing in life is going to be problematic, that you're not going to have problems and you're not going to have things you're going to go through. But why would you allow yourself to treat people disrespectfully, rude, in a disgruntled atmosphere? I know a dear friend that, he has a business and stuff like that. And they're, even in parking, even when you go to park, it's so difficult now to even drive in one of these grocery stores, and you can drive and you see a parking space. And I've experienced this. It is so funny to me. I laugh. I don't get mad at people. I just laugh because people are really funny. So I'm driving to get into this parking space and this car speeds up. Now, we're on the lane to park, not on the highway. Speed up and get in that parking spot. And my thought is, why? Why do all of this? What is the purpose of all of that? And I just laughed. That's the only thing I could have done. It just laugh. I didn't get mad, but it's just so funny that we would go to such length to be disgruntled. We would give so much energy into being mean, nasty, disrespectful, and frowning and whatever, but we won't give no energy at all to saying, I'm going to